In this video, we're going to look at formulas and problem solving and how that all correlates to solving equations. So we have some key formulas here that we might look at. First example, finding time given rate and distance. A car travels 180 miles at a constant speed of 60 miles per hour. How long does it take to travel this distance? So we are asking the question about a car traveling constant speed 60 miles an hour. So we know we're going to be using the distance equals rate times time formula. Distance equals rate times time. This is the formula that you use constantly. You don't even think about it at this point, because if you're driving a car, you're traveling you're going down the expressway 60, 70 miles an hour, and you're trying to get to a location, and you start making that calculation. Well, I'm driving 60 miles an hour right now, and I got to go 70 miles. So how long is it going to take me if I'm going 60? You start making, well, it's going to take me 60 minutes to go 60 miles. So it's going to take me a little bit of an hour to get to 70 miles. Like, you make that calculation. You might not even think about it, but you're probably trying to figure out, you're trying to guess and estimate how long will it take me to get to where I'm going. So in this problem, we are told that this car is traveling 180 miles. So that is my distance. So we are going 180 miles, and we're traveling at a rate of 60 miles per hour. But we do not know the time. We want to figure out how long will it take us to get there. So we want to say 60 times x. So I'm going to solve for x being my time. And you don't even have to use x. You could have just said 180 is equal to 60 times t. Probably actually prefer to just use the variable t since we're talking about time. It's not a big deal either way. But you would divide by 60, and you get t is equal to 180 divided by 60, which is 3. So t is equal to 3, and t is representing 3 hours. So it'll take us 3 hours to travel at 60 miles an hour to get 180 miles. Those problems are nice because we don't have to convert or anything or try to go through some conversion process of going from minutes and hours and seconds and all that. Number 2, a glacier moves forward at a rate of 0.8 meters per month. How long will it take for the glacier to move 4 meters? So again, we have an object moving. So let's just write down our formula that we're going to use. It's always important to just identify what key concept am I looking at here. So distance equals rate times time. We want to know how long it's going to take to move 4 meters. So that means my distance is 4. It's traveling at a rate of 0.8, and we are missing the time on this example. So I want to solve for time by dividing by 0.8. So t is equal to, not trusting my mental math, 4 divided by 0.8 is 5. So t is equal to 5. So it will take 5 months. Always identify that unit. It says 8 meters per month. So it's going 8 meters per month, and we want to know how long it's going to take 4 meters. It's going to take 5 months to travel 4 meters. Pretty fast. Pretty fast. Calculating the length of a garden. A rectangular garden has a perimeter of 60 meters. The width of the garden must be 10 meters. What is the length? So we're talking about perimeter here. I'm not sure if I grabbed a perimeter formula. So I grabbed a perimeter of a rectangle, or I'm sorry, not a rectangle, but a triangle formula, which just understand the concept of perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around an object. So all we have to know here is that we're going to take the sum of all the sides. But there's 2 ways we could do this. We could actually write down a perimeter formula. A perimeter formula we could call is perimeter is 2L plus 2W, because if you think of a rectangle, so if you have a rectangle, that side kind of slanted down, that's okay. We know that these 2 sides here, let's call this L, and this side here is width, and width is going to be the same. So if we're trying to find the perimeter is the distance around a figure. So that means this plus this plus this plus this. This plus this is 2L. L plus L is 2L. W plus W is 2W. So my perimeter formula could just be set up as 2L plus 2W. You absolutely do not need to do that. You could just set it up a normal way that doesn't involve 2L and 2W. You could just add all 4 sides, but you have to come up with some expressions here. So it says the perimeter of the garden has 60 meters. So we know 60 is going to be equal to the 2 lengths and the 2 widths added together. It says the perimeter is 60. The width of the garden must be 10 meters. So we know the width is 10. We're told this has to be 10. What is the length? Well, I don't know the length. I don't know it. We're not told anything about that, so I'm going to call that x. So I could translate that to 2x plus 2 times the width of 10. I'll go over here. 60 equals 2x plus 20. So if you took the approach of, well, I'm just going to add all four sides together, x plus x is 2x, 10 plus 10 is 20. So you'd add up all the sides, and then you have those like terms of the length, like terms of the width, because 10 plus 10 is 20, and then you'd end up in the exact same spot either way. But we're going to subtract 20 here. 60 minus 20 is 40, equals 2x. Divide by 2, x equals 20. So my x value is 20. It says, what is the length? My length is 20, because that's what I called x. X is equal to 20, and so both lengths are going to be 20. Really good example there for perimeter, and we do not need to be locked into a formula. That's probably why I didn't grab like a perimeter formula, because we don't need to be locked into any sort of formula. We just need to understand how to find perimeter and how that process would work. Finding equivalent temperature. So finding equivalent temperature, here's the temperature formula. And the big discussion here is Fahrenheit to Celsius, or Celsius to Fahrenheit. So the difference is there. So let me write down this formula so we don't have to keep going back and forth. So 9/5 C plus 32. So Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 C plus 32. So the Fahrenheit and Celsius scales are different. On the Fahrenheit scale, 32 degrees is freezing. On the Celsius scale, 0 degrees is freezing. So it's not just like a direct translation of, well, if I'm at 0 for Celsius, I'm at 32 for Fahrenheit, then it's just 32 degrees warmer, so I just add 32 as I go along. It's not that. It's not that clean of a conversion. There's a little bit of a factor here of 9/5 times the Celsius amount plus 32. So if Celsius is equal to 0, yeah, you get 0 times 9/5, which is 0. 0 plus 32 is 32. But if Celsius is equal to 1 degrees, then you have 1 times 9/5 plus 32, or 10 degrees, 10 times 9/5 plus 32. So in this problem, we have the temperature in Tokyo is 30 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature in Fahrenheit? So we want to know what Fahrenheit is, and my equation is 9/5 Celsius plus 32. So Celsius is 30 degrees, so we're going to do 9 times 30 over 5 plus 32. Let's go ahead and do that. It's probably going to be a little bit messy maybe, so let's see. 9 times 30 is going to be 270 divided by 5 is 54. It's actually going to come out to be a nice clean number. So 9 times 30 is 270. 70 divided by 5 is 54. And then we have to add on that 32 degrees. So 54 plus 32 is 86. So it is a nice warm 86 degrees in Fahrenheit. It's weird coming from an area of being Fahrenheit. It's weird hearing people say, like, oh, it's so hot outside. It's 30 degrees because they're talking about Celsius. I was on a trip one time and it was in a country with Celsius, and that everyone was saying how hot it was with 30 degrees outside. And just weird hearing people say that. Number 5, the temperature in New York is 68 degrees. What is the temperature in Celsius? So this time we are given Fahrenheit and we want to solve for Celsius. So let's set that up. So Fahrenheit is 68 degrees. And then we have 9C over 5 plus 32. So we're going to subtract 32 from both sides because I want to solve for C. This is just solving an equation here. So subtracting 32 is 38 minus 2 is 6. So 36 equals 9C over 5. Multiply by 5 because I want to get rid of that division of 5. So I have 36 times 5, which is 180. Divide by 9. And that is going to be 2. Sorry, not 2. 20. Because 18 divided by 9 is 2, so I said 2. C is equal to 20. So it is 20 degrees Celsius when it is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Good problems. Next couple scenarios here. Finding roadside dimensions. A rectangular road sign has perimeter of 100 meters. The width of the sign is 4 less than twice the length. What are the dimensions of the sign? So a rectangular road sign has a perimeter of 100 meters. The width of the sign is 4 less than twice the length. What are the dimensions of the sign? So we're given rectangular road sign here. We're on number 7, just skipping ahead for a quick second. This is an isosceles triangle, so just something to keep in mind that it's not always going to be a rectangle. We do want to make sure what shape, identify what shape we're dealing with. So it says a rectangular road sign. Let's see how good this works. Oh, that was actually perfect. Width of the sign is 4 less than twice the length. I do not know anything about the length. The width, though, is 4 less than twice the length. So if I know the length is x, the width is going to be 4 less than doubling the length. So 2x minus 4. You can see the practice with understanding how to write expressions really comes into play here. And we're given perimeter. So the perimeter, again, is the distance around a figure. You could set this up 2 different ways. You could say the perimeter is equal to 2 times the length, which is 2 times the width. I mean, it doesn't matter. Length and width, call it whatever you want. But I'm just going to say 2 times 2x minus 4 plus 2 times x, because we know this plus this, 2x minus 4 plus 2x minus 4 is just doubling 2x minus 4. And this plus this is just doubling x. But we're going to have perimeter is equal to, and what is the perimeter actually equal to? Perimeter is equal to 100. So I'm going to replace p with 100. So I get 100 is equal to 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 plus 2x. So 4x plus 2x is 6x minus 8. Add 8. Get 108 equals 6x divided by 6. 108 divided by 6 is 18. So we get x equals 18. Now that is not our answer. It says find the dimensions of the sign. So we know our length we called x, and the width we called 2x minus 4. So the length is going to be my x value of 18, but the width is going to be 2 times 18 minus 4. So 2 times 18 is going to be 36. 36 minus 4 is 32. So the length is 32. I'm sorry, the width is 32, where the length is 18. And I think so then there is our answers. And it doesn't matter the labels of width and length. I mean, as long as you have those dimensions, then you're fine. Now, number 7, it says an isosceles triangle road sign has a perimeter of 42 meters. The shorter side is 5 meters less than each of the 2 equal longer sides. Isosceles means 2 congruent sides, 2 same lengths of sides. So we have a triangle again, and we are told the short side is 5 meters less than each of the 2 longer sides. And I drew, it looks more like an equilateral triangle because they all look equal, but that's okay. I'll redraw it, I guess. It says the shorter side is 5 meters less than each of the 2 equal longer sides. So the equal longer sides, we don't know how long they are, so I'm going to call those x. Now it does say the shorter side is 5 meters less than that, so x minus 5. Because the other 2 sides are the same. The third side then is 5 meters less than each of those 2 sides. So we're going to have the 3 sides, x plus x plus x minus 5. So if I call this side 1, this side's 2, this side's 3, this side plus this side plus this side will get me my total perimeter of 42. And then we have an equation. X plus x plus x is 3x minus 5 equals 42. I'm going to, is it 42? Yep. So add 5. And we're going to get a little bit of a decimal, I think. 47. Divided by 3. Okay, we're going to get a decimal, and that's okay. So x equals 47 over 3, but let's just say the perimeter is 43, because I just want to get a clean number here. So same problem, but I'm just going to change that to 43 meters. So x plus x minus 5 is equal to 43. Let's change that perimeter to 43 so I get a clean number. So that's going to be 3x minus 5 equals 43. Add 5. 3x equals 48. Divide by 3, and that's going to be 16. So I get x equals 16. On my modified, I just modify it to 43 just to get a nice clean answer. Not sure why this problem didn't come out cleanly. So those 2 sides are 16. And then this side is going to be 16 minus 5 which is 11. So the two were length to the side of the triangle. Those two sides are 16. The other side is 11.